So, like I said, pretty much what we're going to do is you guys are just going to have to watch the following class's lecture, okay? Which is going to mean you guys are going to have to pay extra attention and make sure you get stuff done before the following class. You guys will not have face-to-face with me on Thursday. You will just have face-to-face every Tuesday and vice versa with the other classes, okay? I'm not sure, is that kind of how everybody's doing class? Is that how everybody's classes are so far, do you know? They're kind of blended? Okay, so that's kind of how this class is going to look, okay? There's going to be a lot of online stuff we're going to be doing. Have any of you used Connect yet? Or registered for Connect yet? Okay? So this class is in Connect, and if you haven't registered that yet, I'll kind of walk you through how to do that. Basically, go to your Canvas. You need to sign up for Connect. There's in the Canvas shell. Have you guys all been to the Canvas class, to this class in Canvas yet? There's a link in there to register your Connect account. Okay? You need to register with this class, which is the CRN number is 8199. Okay? And this is the book. You guys don't have a physical copy of the book. It's all in Connect. Okay? So you'll be reading stuff in Connect. It's all online. Pretty much all of our assignments we're going to do are going to be in Connect, which is not what I want to do. When I taught this class last year, we had a ton of labs. We did a lot of hands-on stuff, taping labs, you name it. But with COVID and all this stuff right now, we unfortunately can't do that. But there will be stuff that I put in there, videos of how to tape an ankle. We'll do it step by step. I'll have somebody record it. I'll be taping someone's ankle, and I'll put it up on Canvas, and you guys basically watch it. And what I'm thinking I'm going to do is probably, when I put that on Canvas, it'll be like an assignment. So I will want your, a roommate, a friend, or whatever. I want you to practice on someone, roommate, friend, mom, dad, whatever it might be, and they record you, and you'll upload that, and that will be your taping lab, if you will. Okay, I want to see that y'all can tape. Okay, now, who's all in my field experience class as well? Are all of you in field experience, or most of you? Okay, so people that are in field experience, you guys are probably going to come down and do some taping. Okay, I'm still trying to figure out how that's going to look, because the way field experience works, I'm going to kind of get off this class for a minute and talk about field experience for a second. The way field experience works is you guys have to get 30 hours a semester, with the exception of everybody that's on my scholarship. So everyone that's on my scholarship, you come down every day. Okay? Those of you that are not, you have to get 30 hours a semester. And there's 10 journal entries that you have to write, along with you guys, along with my scholarship kids. You have to write journals. You probably, hopefully, got a black leather notebook. That's what you write your journals in. Okay, the bookstore should have given those to you, and you'll just write journals in there. But we'll probably be doing some taping down there as well. Okay, so hopefully you'll get the hands-on experience with that class. But for the sake of this class, like I said, it's all going to be video. Okay, we're going to do a lot of that stuff. As far as exams are concerned, okay, we've got 5 tests plus the final. Okay, we've got a lot of material that we're going to cover between now and November 24th. 24th is the final. Okay, so last class would be that Thursday, that following Thursday, or that Thursday before. Okay, so we've got a lot of stuff we're going to cover, 18 chapters, I believe. Okay, so we're going to move through it at a pretty good pace. But I'm going to make sure you guys have the information. We're in here for an hour and a half, so we should be able to get through that stuff pretty quick, hopefully. And at any point in time when we're going over this stuff, you guys have questions, that's what I want. I want you guys to be asking questions. Okay? If you have questions, don't hesitate to raise your hand and ask me questions or just speak up. Okay? There will always be a reading assignment before the following class. So like today, after we're done, you have your first reading assignment. You're reading chapter 1. Okay? And that will need to be done before next class. Okay? So, because on Thursday, with the group that's in here on Thursday, I'm going to be jumping into chapter 1 with that group. They're going to watch this on Canvas hopefully today or tomorrow. Okay? So Thursday I'm going to jump into chapter 1 with them. And then Tuesday you guys will get chapter 1, or you will watch watch chapter 1 online. Okay? So there will always be reading, and I will have an assignment in Connect for pretty much every chapter. Okay? There will be some other things that we are going to be doing as far as we'll be talking about a section for its organization and administration in athletic training. That's a section we're going to talk about. I will be having you guys design an athletic training room. You guys will design your own athletic training room, and I will give you guys a budget to fill that athletic training room. It's not going to be a huge budget, but I might give you $10,000 or $15,000 and say this is how you're going to fill it. You need to fill it with these things, and we'll talk about all that stuff in class on what needs to be in an athletic training room, taping tables, hydroculators, you name it. Okay, and you guys are going to have to go out and fill it. Okay, you guys are going to have to find things in catalogs that I have downstairs. You can get online. I can give you guys some links to places to go where we order stuff. And you guys are going to have to fill that based on the budget that you have. Okay? Any questions on that? Okay? We will also be at some point in time developing an EAP. Does anybody know what EAP stands for? What's it stand for? Emergency Action Plan. Okay? So we will be developing an EAP. We'll be talking about that in class. We will develop one, and I may assign to you, I want you to develop an EAP for the football stadium. Okay, so you got to develop an EAP for that. Every one of you are going to do that. I will give you different locations that we use here on campus, or we use for baseball, football, softball, what have you, and you'll have to develop that. Okay? We will have discussion questions. There's not a ton of them right now. That may change, but we'll have discussions. You will have to respond to your classmates. That will be for a grade. Hey, Current, can you go get off of the copy machine in the workroom? I have a bunch of syllabuses I printed off.
Where's the workroom?
The second door on the right. Yep. If you just want to go grab those real quick. I have all my syllabus, all of my stuff is on Canvas. I printed off a bunch for you guys to look at, just paper copies, so we can talk about classroom procedures, my expectations of you guys here in class, and stuff like that. But that is all online. Okay, you guys can look at that online. If you guys haven't seen already, there are some assignments online for you guys that you guys need to do already. They're easy. I know some of you have done them. Upload a profile picture into Canvas, turn on your notifications in Canvas, and there's one other one, and they're all for points. They're all 10 points. Okay? So make sure you guys get those done. I think they're due by tonight. Okay? So if you haven't done them, get them done. Do you have a question? Okay. I thought you were raising your hand. Thank you. So, I'll hand out syllabus, and we can kind of talk about that real quick. If you guys have any questions, now's the time to ask, or in class is the time to ask that stuff. I think I only printed out 12 because that's how many I was expecting to have in here today. And I think there's more than 12. So if you don't get one, I can get one for you, but like I said, you can also look on Canvas. It's up there as well. Okay? So pretty much look through the syllabus real quick, see if you have any questions, and I'll talk about some of this stuff. Okay? Obviously, the purpose of this class is understanding injuries in athletics. Okay? This is an athletic training class. We will be talking about a lot of things related to athletic training. I know a lot of you are not going into sports medicine or athletic training, or some of you aren't, but it's still pertinent information if you move on to be a coach or anything in the healthcare environment. Anything that in the allied health field, this is going to pertain to you at some level. Okay? So, not all of this stuff is exciting, and not all of this stuff is fun things to learn and talk about, but it's things we have to discuss. Okay, so for instance, the first 3 chapters really. Okay, AT is a healthcare provider, healthcare organization, administration, and legal concerns. That stuff is never fun to talk about. It's boring. Trust me, I'm not a fan of talking about it because it gets old after a while. We're talking about legal stuff. Okay? We're talking about admin stuff. It's not always fun, but it's stuff we need to know as athletic trainers. Anybody in the healthcare world needs to know about legal concerns. Okay? That's kind of a big deal. In today's society, everybody wants to sue somebody for something. Okay? In the health field. Okay? Make a little mishap here, somebody might come at you and say, you were negligent, or you didn't do your job the way you were supposed to be done. That's why we need to know this information. That's why we need to know about legal concerns in athletic training. So it's stuff that we are going to talk about. It's stuff I'm going to spend some time on because it's important. Okay? It's kind of laying the groundwork for everything else we're going to talk about this semester. Okay? So get that stuff out of the way, then we can deal with some other stuff that's more related to sports and athletics and stuff like that. Okay? But like I said, some of the things you'll be doing as far as designing an athletic training room within a budget, that's fun stuff. You're going to try to figure out how to do that. And it's interesting trying to build your athletic training room with the things that you need with a small budget. You guys can kind of take a glimpse into my life a little bit, ordering all this stuff that I need to take care of 400 athletes with a minimal budget. Okay, so figuring out how to do that. So as you can see in the syllabus, there's a lot of assignments, and this is a tentative course schedule. It's going to change. I'll tell you right now, that will change. Okay, it will change, but it's tentative. So it gives you guys an idea of what we're going to go through and what we're going to do during the semester. Okay? So you can see every single class, there will be a reading assignment. Okay? For the next class. So like I said, today you will read chapter 1 that will be due for Thursday's class. Even though we're not meeting face-to-face, it's still due. Okay? And then so on and so forth. Vice versa with every class. Okay? Any questions before I move on with that stuff? We're all good there. Okay? Okay, so let's kind of flip gears a little bit. Let's talk about my classroom policies and my guidelines. Okay, as far as late work, attendance, stuff like that. Okay? Attendance for this class is required. I'm going to require attendance for you guys. Okay? I want you guys to be here. You need to learn. Now, if you're sick, if you have a family emergency, something like that, those are considered excused absences, but you got to communicate with me beforehand. Okay? You can't just not show up one class and then tell me the following class, oh, I was sick, so it's an excused absence. That's not the way it works. You got to notify me beforehand, okay, that you were sick. or you had a family thing you had to take care of. If you communicate with me beforehand, it's going to be excused if it's a valid reason that I can excuse you. Okay? All right, so late work. Along those lines, late work. I will allow late work, but like it says in here, every day, not just every class day, every day it's late. It's 10% off your grade. Every day. So if I assign something today and it's due on Thursday and you don't turn it in till the following Tuesday, it's Thursday or Friday, Saturday, or Friday, Monday. So 20% off your grade. You just lost 20% because you didn't turn it in on Thursday. So it's every day that's late, not every class. Okay? So along with attendance, I do take participation points. Okay? Participation points, I give 10 points a day. So if you look, I think there's 32 classes. So that's 320 points for you guys, just for being here. Okay? Along those lines, with people that have to watch class, I'm going to figure out how to make it a requirement or like an assignment so I know that you watched it. That way I can make sure to give you those points. Okay, so that's 320 points for you guys just for showing up to class. Okay? If you're late, if you're tardy, which is over 5 minutes late, you're docked 5 points. So instead of 10 points, you're getting 5 points for the day. Okay? And then obviously if it's an excused absence, school event, sickness, family emergency, what have you, those are all, I'm still going to give you those points if it's excused. Okay? I just talked about late work, classroom policies, my classroom policies. Most of you guys have had this in high school. No cell phones. When you walk through that door, turn your cell phone on silent. I don't want to hear your cell phones going off in class. Okay? It's distracting, especially how much we have to go through and what this semester looks like as far as being in here and watching online. There's a lot going on. So minimizing cell phone usage or minimizing distractions, we've got to do that this year. Okay? Minimize the distractions. So no cell phone use. Have something to write on every class. Even though I will have my PowerPoints on Canvas, even though you will be able to go back and look at all my PowerPoints on Canvas, take notes, I still want you to take notes in class. Okay? Last semester I had a ton of kids. They would just come in here and just sit and watch. Nobody would take notes because they all had access to them. Well, that's not going to fly. I want you guys to take notes. Okay? And 2 things. I know you guys are actively listening and you're actively learning, and it gives you something to do so you don't fall asleep. Okay? So, notes. That is a must. So have something to write on and have something to write with. Okay? Every day. Okay? Be respectful. Okay? Be respectful, pay attention, and ask questions. So if somebody's asking a question, I don't believe in any stupid questions. So if you have a question, it's not stupid. It's a legitimate question that you're asking me because you don't know. Okay? So if somebody asks a question and you guys think somebody thinks it's a stupid question, don't make fun of them. Pay attention. Learn. I don't think it's stupid because they legitimately don't know. Okay? So be respectful to your peers, to your classmates. Okay? And that should go across the board in any class, not just here. That should go across the board every single class you're in. Okay? So don't be afraid to ask questions. Okay? Along the lines with phones, headphones out. Okay? I don't want headphones in class. I want to know that you're listening. You're not listening to music. You're paying attention to me. Okay? Like I said, some of the stuff may be boring. I get it. The first 3 chapters when I was in school and doing this stuff, I hated it because it was boring. It's mundane after a while. Okay? There's a lot of stuff you're learning, a lot of slides that we're going to be covering, and it just gets kind of old and boring. But like I said, it's important for you guys to understand, and it's important for you guys to know. Okay? What we go through and what we have to go through to be in the health field. Okay? So pay attention. Get the headphones out. Okay? So there will be, I'm not sure where I'm going to fit them in yet to the class, but I will potentially have, you can see on the top of one of these pages it says position statements or a summary essay. Okay? Position statement, basically what it says here is each of the following position statements and summary essays must be no more than 2 pages typed. So I may give you a topic to write a position statement on, okay? Or I may give you, like for instance here, history and founding of the NATA, when it started, why it's important to have an organization like the NATA, okay? So that's a position statement or an essay, okay? I want you guys to kind of write about that. We will talk about why the NATA is important, what the NATA is. Does anybody have an idea what the NATA is before we move on? What's the NATA?
The National Athletic Training Association.
Perfect. National Athletic Training Association, okay? So we'll talk about it. We will talk about the NATA. We'll talk about why it's important. We'll talk about the BOC, why it's important. We'll talk about athletic training education programs as opposed to an athletic training program, okay? There's a difference between an athletic training education program and just an athletic training program, okay? Athletic training education, I'll give you guys a little bit right now. An athletic training education program is a college that you can go through all the athletic training classes and be eligible to sit for your national exam. An athletic training program is just a college that you go to and you're working as a student aide, student worker, basically, okay? So there's a difference between those, okay? So we'll discuss all that stuff. Healthcare professionals, who are they? What do they do? And why they are important, okay? We're going to talk about the sports medicine umbrella and what that encompasses, okay? What the sports medicine umbrella is and who falls underneath that, okay? So we'll discuss all that stuff, okay? We'll talk about all that. So I may assign some of these position statements and summary essays. A position statement would be, I'll give you an example. A position statement would be like a lightning policy or lightning safety. You will find that on the NATA website, okay? They have a bunch of position statements on the NATA website. And basically what that means is what's your position and what's the NATA's position on lightning safety and lightning policies. That's what a position statement is. Why it's important, and they'll have research to back it up, okay? So that's a position statement. So I may assign those things, okay? I may assign some of that stuff. There will be written exams. I'll probably throw in some quizzes, okay? Competencies, those are going to look different. Those are going to be, or the competencies won't look super different, but proficiencies will. What I mean by that is that will be taping. That will be, instead of our taping lab that I do every year, whether it's in here or downstairs, I do a taping lab usually. Well, I can't do that. So that's where it's going to be, your roommate's going to video you, your mom and dad are going to video you while you're practicing on someone. You're going to walk me through the steps on how to tape an ankle. I'm going to walk it through with you guys on the board in my PowerPoint and how to do it. But you guys are going to have to do it for a grade and show me that you know how, okay? So that'll be like taping an ankle. We'll do one. We may do one on like log rolling or emergency situations. Log rolling, putting somebody on a spine board, basically. Okay. So those are things that we'll talk about in here. So you guys will know how to do it and have an understanding of it before I tell you to do it. I'm not going to tell you guys to go do something when we haven't talked about it yet. So I'm not going to tell you guys to go tape an ankle today and we haven't talked about how to do it. Okay? Or why it's important to do it. Okay? Any questions? So, like I said, I ask questions. I want questions in class. Like when we talk about a section, there's a reason I'm going to assign reading due before that class, because I want you guys to have an understanding of it before we talk about it, so you guys can think of questions to ask me. And if I don't have the answer, I'll find the answer. I'll go find the answer, or we'll find it in class. Okay? So, like I said, don't hesitate to ask questions. Be engaged in class. Have fun in class. I want to try to have as much fun as we can in class right now. I know we're kind of all spread out, and we can't do our hands-on stuff like I want to do, but I'm still gonna try to make it fun. Okay. So let's pay attention. Let's be respectful to everybody, and be ready to learn when we come into class. Those are my big things. I want you guys to be ready to learn. Most of you guys, for the most part, are in this class because you legitimately want to learn about athletic training or the sports medicine world, correct? So let's learn about it. Let's be active learners and not just being here for the credit, being here because you have to, or being here because somebody put you in this class as a easy credit. It's not an easy credit. I'm not going to give you guys just a grade to give you a grade. Okay? You guys are going to earn the grade, and we're going to learn about this topic while we're here. I want you guys, when you guys leave here at the end of the semester, I want you guys to be pretty well versed on this topic of athletic training and what it is in the sports medicine world. Okay? So with this class, like I said, with this class going online as well, being a blended class, you guys are going to have to pay super close attention to everything. So just know that when this goes up today, Thursday needs to watch this class by tomorrow. It is due for them to watch before class on Thursday, because we're jumping right into the next thing. You guys are going to have to watch Thursday before Tuesday. Okay? Be ready for this whole entire class to get moved online. Like solely online. No face-to-face. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but you guys need to be ready. Be prepared. Because if it does, and I did this last semester with some of my other classes, if it does go online, you guys are going to have to pay extra attention to things that are due. Because they could be very easy, especially if it goes online and we end up going home or having to shut the school down like we did last semester, and we end up going home. It's going to be very easy for all of you guys to be at home and not worry about it. Let's not do that. Let's not make that mistake. I want everybody in this class to pass with an A. And trust me, you can. It's easy to do so if you do the stuff you're supposed to do, pay attention, and get your work turned in on time. It's very easy to get an A if you'll do those things. Okay? So, that being said, Chapter 1, reading, will be open as soon as this class is done. As soon as we leave this class, I'll publish it, and you guys will read it. Okay? You guys too for Thursday, it will be open. You guys will start reading. Okay? So you guys are gonna have a little bit more time to read, but I would do that now. Don't put off what you can do today just because you're like, oh, I've got plenty of time to do it. Don't put it off. Just do it. Get it done. Okay? I know most of you guys are going to have a lot of schoolwork. The farther we get into the semester, schoolwork will keep piling up. So stay on top of it. Get it done. Okay? For my kids, you guys have a lot more time this fall than my students in the past have ever had, because we don't have a ton of athletics going on right now, okay? We don't know when we're starting practices yet. We don't know any of that stuff yet. So you guys have more time to focus on schoolwork than any class before you guys have had to focus on schoolwork. So let's get it done, okay? Any questions about how this semester is going to look, how this class is going to go? Any questions for field experience kids on when we meet, what we're going to do, stuff like that? I'll send that stuff out for field experience later on when I have an idea of what that's going to look like. Okay? Everybody good? Everybody understand kind of how this is going to go? What's up?
When's our journals and stuff due?
So that
What are you wanting in them?
journals syllabus should be on Canvas under field experience 1, okay? And it will say when the journals are due. And I don't know right off the top of my head. I think the first journal is due at the end of the month, okay? So the way I have it split up is there is going to be, I think, a journal due a week, okay? And then your 30 hours you need to make sure are done before November 24th, okay? So that will be the journal. But like I said, all that stuff should be on Canvas for a syllabus. But we do not have a physical classroom that we meet in, okay? As far as field experience is concerned, you guys, once I figure out how we're going to make this look and how it's going to be, because of our restrictions on how many kids we can have in a class or how many kids we can have down in the athletic training room, athletes and students and whatnot. Once I kind of figure out how I want this to look, I will email everyone that's in class and field experience on how to do this. You guys are going to have to make appointment times, whereas before it was just like whenever you had a free time to come in. Okay, if you're not on the athletic training scholarship, whenever you had free time, you just came in and got hours. But this year is probably going to be, you're going to have to make an appointment time and say, hey, can I come in at 10:30 and spend an hour? Okay, because I'm going to have to make sure I don't have a ton of people in there. Okay, once we start practices, if we have practices, those of you that are not my students, you guys can come out to practice. You can get your observation hours out of practice, okay? As long as I'm supervising that practice or supervising when you guys are here, okay? Do you have a question?
Are we meeting today?
As far as my kid, as far as you guys, yes, yeah. If you're on scholarship for athletic training, you guys will be coming down today. Same time as yesterday. I'm going to try to get that 400 building open so we can move all our stuff over. Okay. So yes, you guys will be coming down today.
Amanda told us that since we get out at like 12:30, most of us,
Yep.
to go eat lunch
Yeah.
first.
No, that's fine. If you get out at 12:30, go eat.
Okay.
Okay. Don't just come straight down. I want you guys to eat. But if you get done at 12, go eat and try to be done at 12:30. Okay. But yeah, if you're done at 12:30, just go eat and come down. Okay. Everybody good? Everybody understand everything? Don't hesitate to email me in Canvas. You shoot me an email through Canvas, whatever. Most of you know where the athletic training room is. Everybody know where the athletic training room is. Okay, it's down those stairs, just around the corner, by the gym. Okay, so if you have a question about stuff in class, you don't want to email me, what have you, I'm usually always in my office. If I'm not there, I will be there at some point. I may have just run up to a different building, but I will be there. Okay, so don't hesitate to come down and ask me a question if you need to. Everybody good? Okay. Chapter 1 will be published. You guys will see it as soon as it gets published. You'll get a notification. Chapter 1 reading is due, or when it will be due. Make sure you guys read it. be ready to watch class on Thursday. Okay, be ready to watch class on Thursday, so that we can just roll right through everything we need to. Okay. All right. Everybody good? If everybody's good, no questions. I'm good. Class is over.
So you'll just post these out in the guide?
Yep. Every day that I'm done recording, I will post this stuff on Canvas.